Hello everyone, I hope you're all having an awesome day. So I'm going to be showing you how to make droneception photos like this one. You can find it on my Instagram right here. And basically, I'm going to be going through first how to take them. I don't have actual footage of that as I haven't been flying my drone since it came back from DJI. After I crashed it, you can find more about that here. But I am going to be going over just how to take the photos so that you can actually make one of these. And once I get my drone up in the air again, once some of this snow goes away, it's April, there shouldn't be snow, but once some of the snow goes away, I will show you guys how to do it with the drone. I'll give you some footage of that. But for now, I'm just going to be explaining it because it's actually pretty simple. So basically, I just have both of these photos in here that I took back in December. So this is the second one, and this is the first one I took right here. So basically you're going to want to take some like this, and I'm just going to start by saying you can take more than two, but I'm using two for just time purposes because it is the same process for however many you want. If you only use two, you're going to get more of the 90-degree look like this photo that I took, and if you do more of a if you do more than two photos, like 3 or 4, then you get more of the look like this other photo I took a while ago. So like I said, I'm just going to do 2 for time purposes. So the process is the same for more than them, just taking the photos is a bit different. So to take these photos, the first one you're just going to want to take at about 10 meters or so. It's all going to change on your location, so I can't just tell you the magic number. But you're just going to want to take one, make sure it has some leading lines that you can see from this angle and from straight down. And then you're going to want to go straight up, maybe to about 20, and take another one. Up to 30, take another one. And then at about 40 or 50 meters, you're going to want to take one straight down shot, just like this. And this whole time, I never touched my left stick to go to the sides or anything. I just went straight up. So just make sure that you aren't moving around too much. You just want to make sure that you're going directly up and making all the photos be on the exact same line. So that's how you take the photos. Like I said, I will make a more detailed video about that once I get my drone back up in the air. But to start this, what you're going to want to do is get both of your photos in here. So I just open them both up, put them in. And once you have that, you're going to want to go to Image, Canvas size, and you're just going to want to bring up the height of it. So I'm going to bring mine up to about double what it is now. We're going to change this after, so just a rough estimate, maybe just double whatever your current height is. So I'm going to put mine up to 4,000. So as you can see, we have more canvas space now to make our edit. So now we're going to move this photo that is straight down up. If you're doing more than 2, they're going to be in the middle, but since I am just doing 2, it'll be like how you're going up. You take one higher than this, you'd put it right underneath this one. So once they are like this, you're going to want to make sure that the bottom layer is on top. This is going to be over top of your straight down one. And once you have this, it's time to start editing. So I'm going to move this up to maybe about there. And what you're going to want to start by doing is just erasing some of this layer, the top layer. And before I start here, I also want to mention that I'm going to be first showing you the quote-unquote typical way of doing droneceptions, and then afterwards I will show you how I did mine when I actually edited these the first time, because I actually kind of like that too. It's kind of unique, but I will show you the most commonly used way first right now. So you're just going to start erasing some of the top photo so that we are working our way down. Once you get to about here, you're going to want to stop erasing things like this. As you can see, there's these big thick trees. Don't erase those. You can get rid of this one. But you're going to want to choose where you want the corner to be. So I'm going to choose mine maybe just a bit after this driveway right here. So what I'm going to do is keep using my eraser. I'm going to select around everything and just erase it straight across like so. And as you can see, that's actually lining up quite well. So just make sure you choose where you want your 90-degree corner to be, or whatever you're going to do. If you're going to do more of a curve, you're just going to want to delete so that they start to get that curvature to them. So you're just going to want to delete everything right parallel with where you are where you want your 90-degree corner to be, or whatever one you're going to do. And on this side, I'm going to choose these big thick trees right here to delete around, and just straight down over there. Get rid of all of this. Everything there. So if we take a look and zoom out, hello, there we go. As you can see, sorry about that, it is already starting to look like, well, a Droneception. So we are getting that effect already, but what we need to do is just go in and fix this a bit more. So pro tip here, if you erase something somewhere or use pretty much any tool like a pen or anything, if you touch one place and then touch in another while holding shift, it does a straight line. So as you can see, we have a straight line there. It really helps to learn the shortcuts. So I'm going to delete it. That's too much. So I'm going to go back a tiny bit to there. So I'm going to go right here, go over, make a dot, hold shift, make another dot as straight as possible. And now we have our straight line there. And on this side, that hill is kind of in the way a bit. So I'm just going to make that as straight as possible. So as you can see there, that is kind of getting the effect. But if we go down like this, we can make it look even more like it is lined up. Like so. And we are already getting the effect. Now what I like to do is actually to put these trees or whatever is in your photo. If you have like a really nice desert scene or something, you're not gonna have to do this because there won't be these annoying branches to work with. But what you can do is go back to your layer and put these over top, which is the way that I like to do things. I like to keep like a brief outline of the original photo on the bottom. I just really like that look where you can see the hills or whatever is in the distance just faintly over top of this. Like this one here that I did, this is how I do mine, which is what I want to show you how to do now. But if you're just doing the normal Droneception, this is about it. I'm not going to go in and fix all this because really every single photo is going to be so different, and that is going to be a bit time consuming. But what you could do is either use your clone stamp and just clone this stuff, move it up there. You could use spot healing to heal this, or you could use your patch tool. And if you want to learn more about that stuff, please let me know and I will do a more in-depth video on how to do that. But for the most part, this is how simple and easy it is to make a Droneception. I also want to mention that your road is not always going to line up like that. That was actually very lucky. When I originally did that, when I first did this photo, sorry, it did not line up like that. So I'm going to show you real quick here just how you would do it if it didn't line up. So you want to select the one that's out of mesh. So say this road was too thin and this one was too thick, and you wanted to move them to make them fit. You select your layer, go to edit, transform, and then down to warp. And basically what you can do here is just change the dimensions of single parts of your photo. So rather than making the whole thing bigger, you can just make this side bigger, or turn it. Or if you were wanting to make the curve, you would bring it down like this to warp it to make it look like it is a curve. But since we're doing the 90-degree one, we won't. But if these roads did not line up so good, we might have to make them wider, something like this, to make it fit more. And as you can see, that's already getting the kind of curved effect. So that's how you do the curved one if you want to do that. But if you're just doing the 90-degree, if they line up like this, you are not going to need to do this. But if you are, that is how you do it right there. It's just a lot of tweaking and just making sure that it fits your standards. So I'm just gonna exit that there because I like the way this looks here. And that is basically how you do a Droneception. I'm going to go back now real quick and just show you how I would do it if I were to do this and I wanted the landscape over it, which is my kind of cool effect. But if you just want to do a Droneception, that right there is how you do it. Okay, so to do it my way, or whatever, the way that I usually do them, I'm just going to have to go back here. So another pro tip may you is to hold Control, Alt, and Z. Every time you press Z, you just undo, so you can go all the way back. So I'm going to go back just until all that landscape is still there. Oh, let's say that works. So basically what I like to do is same process, wrong layer, deleting the very top layer, all around stuff. But rather than going at the 90-degree there, I like going around all of these trees and stuff, or whatever it may be, maybe buildings, like I said, whatever you have in your photo, and just going around them. And another cool way to do this is to select with the marquee tool a 90-degree right where we want it. So I'm just gonna do a big one and then just align it here. So say I wanted it at that driveway again, and then I press Control C and Control V. Line the two up so that they're, well, right over top of each other, and move this one underneath. And then on the original one, bring up your blending options. I have mine there where you can right click blending options. And like in my other video where I did sky removal, you can learn more about how to do this there. But really what this is going to do is just get rid of everything around those trees. So look at that. So that was a very easy way to get that. So I just want to get rid of the sky. So at about there. And sometimes it helps to go into the other colors and just bring them down a bit too, before you start to get rid of too much landscape. So if I press OK there, as you can see, that's already blending a lot better. So from here, I would just go in and fix this stuff up a bit. So I would probably end up just completely getting rid of this. Just that stuff there, making it blend in like so. Something like that. This is just a quick one, like I said, and I'd probably get rid of some of that. And what I'd do here is just completely get rid of this, so you still get that cool 90-degree thing going on. And because of just how I did that, I'm going to have to go back down to this one and delete some of it as well. That was a little too much. Just get that nice 90-degree, something like that. And then I would go back to my layer that I took down the blending options on, and I would just bring down the opacity a bit. Just a little bit. Maybe about there, just so it's a faint layer. And then I'd come back in with a very low opacity, maybe 20s, and just get rid of that hard line. Maybe even a bit higher. Just get, oop. And I'd go in. Just get rid. So then what I would do is just find the layer that is kind of overlapping there and just make sure I erase all that stuff. So it would be here. Oop, wrong one. So it looks like there's just a bit there that is overlapping. So I just go in and fix all of that, whichever layer that is. Oh, bingo. So that's it there. So I would just fix that up a bit and probably delete some of that, right? So I'd probably from here just end up deleting some of this, making that look more like the driveway continues down. Just like that. But other than that, that's how I like to do them. You don't have to do them this way. That's just how I like it. I would go in and fix all this. But for the most part, I just kind of like that look where it's going up, but at the same time, there is still a landscape there. It just adds this kind of trippy effect. And then for both of these, once you are finished, you can either go in and crop this here, or you could just copy with the marquee tool and just bring it and do a new one, whichever way you want. But pretty much from here, you just go in, refine stuff, however you like, and you're pretty much done. So that's how you make Droneceptions. Like I said, I will be coming out with a video in the future on how to take these with your drone once I'm flying my drone again. And as well, if you want to do more than the 2 photos I did, you can do that to get more of the curved look. I'll put the steps up right now just so you have a really quick way of doing it if you forgot and you just want to come back and just remember the parts if you're doing it again. And in all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, it helps me out a lot to leave a like and a comment and maybe even consider subscribing. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. I am sending my camera off very soon to get fixed. I was in touch with Sony last night and I'm really excited to get it out. So on Monday I'm sending it out and I'll be able to record 4K videos again without using my phone and having horrible audio. So I apologize for the audio in the last video, and I hope this one is better. I am using my blue snowflake, so hopefully it sounds a bit better tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and don't forget to stay creative.